Hello, good day. Today I would like to discuss to you parrots found in the Philippines. In the Philippines. There's some species lost, including the penalties. I want you to know that this is one of my advocacy in giving additional knowledge for those aspiring breeders that they cannot cage all types of birds. Only the cage bird, meaning the cage birds are those birds who are breed and hatch in cage. I will have some samples, the budgerigars, eye-rings, the cockatails. Those type of birds are birds in captivity, breds in captivity. Unlike this type of birds I will discuss to you now, it's very difficult to breed them in captivity because they are whole their life they are in wild. And by the way, guys, there are laws protecting them. So I will let you know that what are the laws protecting them and what are the penalties corresponding to these laws. So I hope you will have fun and will gain knowledge to my blog. Shukran. So these are the parrots of the Philippines. Their subspecies, laws, and penalties. So the number one in our list is this bird. This bird is the red vented kokato, the Kakatoa hymatogropigia. Sometimes the name of this bird is the Philippine kokato, but is famous by its name Katala. It's also called abukay, agay, or kalangay. Critically endangered species of kokato that is endemic to the Philippines. It is roughly the size and shape of the Tadinbar corella, but is easily distinguished by the red feathers around the vent. This one. And he have a bluish color around his eyes. The plumage is white, red undertail covered, around 30 cm long, and has the wingspan of 22 cm. The red vented kokato is not loud compared to another kokato. You can consider him the same as the Molokan kokato. And by the way, guys, this bird is the number one in critically endangered species in the DENR list of endangered species of fauna and flora. Fauna and fauna. So status critically endangered, and this is the list I got from the DENR. This data is from 2015. I don't know what is the update. 5 years after, I don't know what is if there is any updated list for this one. So the number one is the Kakatoa hymatogypia, the Philippine kokato. Philippine eagle is only number 4. But nowadays there are conservation centers I think in Colyon. In Colyon, Palawan about this species. The next is this bird. Have you seen this bird before? This bird is the same size with the African lovebirds. And also the nearest relative of this bird is also the African lovebirds. This is the Guavero, Bulbicitacus lunulatus. Smaller, about 15 centimeters, smallest, stout parrot with a large bill and stubby tail. The sexes differ in plumage because of the colors. I don't have picture of the female, but the female have a yellow at the breast area. The adult male is also greenish with a yellow color and less blue on the face, and is black crescent marking in the nape. The rump is its bill is paler gray. The Philippine is locally known as the bubotok. The bubotok derived from word guava, reputation of guava eater. Yeah, this bird, guys, helps a lot in propagating the what's this the the native guava tree. Nowadays, I didn't see most often the native guava in the Philippines. The native guava is smaller, sweeter, and very, very good smell. You can smell it around kilometers away. And when I was young, those guava, my mother is used to make a guava jam out of it. So the next in our list is this one. The lorikeet, the Mindanao lorikeet or the Mount Apo lorikeet. Trigoglossus johnstonei. It's about 20 centimeter, 8 inches long, mainly green with yellow transverse station on its front. The face red, and there's a dark purple band around the head. There is extensive yellow areas. This bird also is very difficult to identify either male or female because there's you can what's this dimorphic. It eats fruits, butterfly, and small spiders. I correct myself. It's not dimorphic. It's monomorphic. Monomorphic means the appearance of the female and the appearance of the male are the same. Dimorphic is the opposite. So let's proceed. The other one is this, the blue-headed rockytail. The rockytail, you can easily identify rockytail because of the feathers of the tail. There are two protruding tails. That's why I call rockytails. Punitorus platinea. Blue-headed rockytail is 27 to 28 centimeter long. Mostly of the plumage is green with a bright light blue on the head side and bluish breast. I also see this one alive before. In some zoos in the Philippines, but in the wild, no. And there's I think there are 7 subspecies of this bird in the Philippines. In addition, the species is endemic to the islands of Palawan, Balabac Island, Damaran Island, Linapacan, Colyon, and Bosanga Island. Most of this island is found in Palawan area. Status of the bird is endangered species. The next one is the blue-winged rockytail. When I searched in the YouTube, this is the only picture that came out. So there's no actual picture of this bird. Punitorus verticalis. Mainly dark plumage is also the same. This bird is also dimorphic because the male have a red patch on the head while the female don't have. The bird is endemic to Tawi-Tawi Island in the Philippines. This is the subspecies of our rockytails in the Philippines. It's found before in our country, but nowadays, I don't know. Status, endangered species. The next bird is the Punitorus montanus, is also a subspecies of the rockytail. It's also known as the common Luzon rockytail. Species of the parrot is the family Psittacolidae. It's endemic to the northern Luzon in the Philippines. Next, this one. BlueCrowned rockytail, Punitorus discurus. So they're most likely the same except for the some discoloration in some areas, parts of the birds. The parrot is found in a larger island of the Philippines except Palawan and Panay. 27 centimeter, basically green with blue crown, bluish undertail, and whitish beak. Status, endangered species. Next, the green racketail. I cannot found pictures of this one in the internet. Scientific name is Puniturus locunensis, found in Luzon and Marinduque. The other one is the Mindoro racketail, Puniturus mindorensis, found in Mindoro area. These two subspecies, difficult to find the actual picture. So, the list of, where's the mouse? Punitorus verticalis, blue-winged racketail. This list is came from the DNR under the endangered species. So the next one is this bird. I know. I wish that many of us know this bird, especially Filipinos. This bird is called Kulasisi. Why it's called Kulasisi, I don't know. The meaning of the Kulasisi in the Philippines is kabit. In English word, kabit is a mistress. So this is the Philippine hanging parrot, Loricolus philippensis. It's widely known as the Kulasisi, taken from a local Tagalog name Kulasisi. It's a small part species that is a family of Psittacolidae. It includes about 11 subspecies and all native only in the Philippines. It's small like this. It's around, what's the size? It's smaller than African lovebird. We tried to breed this one before. I use 2 by 8 by 4 wide cage, and I put 10 of them. It's very difficult for this one because the female is very, very, very aggressive, and it will kill all the rest of the, and she will kill all the rest of the younger ones, because he needs to mate with an older male. And the beak of this one is very it's small and it's very hard. One hit of the beak here in the nape of the other birds, immediately the bird will fall down. And you woke up in the morning, you see another bird dead. You wake up in the morning, another bird dead. By the way, this bird is a fruit eater. It's also eats seeds, but excuse. It also eats seeds, but most of the time it eat banana, papaya, what else? Guava, ripe guava. Next is the Kamigan hanging parrot. So what is the difference between the Kamigan hanging parrot and the Kamigan hanging parrot and the other? By the way, guys, Kamigan is an island of the Philippines. My grandfather is from Kamigan Island, and I always go to Kamigan before. Kamigan is a small island surrounded by beautiful sands and water of beach. It's Loricolus kamiganensis. The Kamigan hanging parrot is the mostly green with blue throat. Unlike the other species, it don't possess this blue area, only the red in the nape. Male and females look identical, which unusual for hanging parrots native to the Philippines. Only males of all the other population living in the other islands have red in their fronts. Only males. But this Kamigan hanging parrots, the male and female is the same. See, another subspecies, the black-billed hanging parrot, the Loricolus philippensis bornapite. This one, I didn't see also the actual picture of this one. Is a shy hanging parrot found only in Sulu Archipelago. I did not went to Sulu before. So maybe for those friends of ours that it's member of the bird watching, bird picture taking, or what you call that one, Maybe you can help us identify and catch pictures of this one. It would be a great help. It's 14 centimeter long, black-billed hanging parrot, turning to orange and yellow in the back of the crown. The tail is green above and blue below. Most of the feathers are dark green. So the next one is the other list of the hanging parrot, the apicalis, the Loricolus philippensis apicalis, the Bornsea, Chrysotonus, the other term for Cebu hanging parrot. But I don't know if nowadays still have these birds in Cebu. Maybe in the what's this, rural area in Cebu. But near in Cebu City, I don't know. I don't know if they still have forested area there. The Herti, Mendorensis, Philippensis, Rigolus, Siquijorensis, Worcesteri. I guess this is Siquijorensis from Siquijor. Siquijor is another beautiful island in the Philippines. Because my country is surrounded by beautiful island. It's a big island surrounded by 7,100 small beautiful islands. Another thing in this hanging parrots, I also personally see somewhere in Bukidnon, in Talakag Bukidnon, in Baongon Bukidnon, wild this kind of wild hanging parrots. Maybe they will add this to Loricolus philippinensis bukidnonensis, because this parrot is, I saw this one alive in a wild. So I'm very happy to see. Wow, it's very exciting to see the parrots that you can see only in the internet, in the books. You can see them in the wild in your time. So next one is this one. I love this bird. This is my greatest possession before. This is the blue-back parrot, Tanignatus sumatranus. The blue-back parrot, see, the back of the bird is blue, and this is dimorphic. The male possesses the red beak, and the female possesses the yellowish creamy colored beak. It also known as the Mueller's parrot or the Azuram parrot. This is endemic to the Philippines and to the Sulawesi and nearby island of the Indonesia. It's around 32 centimeter, basically green, edging wings blue rump and blue wings bend. The head mantles, tail are darker green, belly and collar. Guys, this bird is very, very, very active in nighttime. I have like this before, but that is a long time ago. As I've said, this is my priceless possession before. And another subspecies of this one, another subspecies, the Sumatranus, the Sangarensis, the Borbidji, Everetti, Duponte, and Freire. Sumatranus are Sulawesi and Nearby Islands, the Saragensis, Sanger Islands, and Caraquelong. Caraquelong, Sanger is somewhere part in the Indonesia. Borbidji, these islands are near to each other, the Sulu Islands, the Sanger Islands, the Caraquelong. So this mostly of these birds came from Indonesia and traversing into the Philippines. Back how many years ago? Maybe 100 years ago. The Everetti is Panay, Negros, Leyte, Mindanao, mantle and darker rump. You can find it in Panay, Negros, Leyte, Samar, Mindanao, and the Ponte is Luzon area. The Freire, Pulilio Islands. So next is the cousin of this bird, the blue nape. From its name, the blue nape, it's blue colored in the nape. Also, the male is orange beak and the female have a light yellowish orange colored beak. The blue nape, the Taginatus lucionensis, this is famously known as the Picoy. The Picoy in the Philippines, not the Picoy, but the Picoy bird, not the Picoy, but the Picoy bird again. Also known as the blue-crowned green parrot, Luzon parrot, the Philippine green parrot, known as Picoy. It's found throughout in the Philippines. But I didn't see this one in my island that is wild. I see this one in my island in zoo. A medium-sized parrot around 31 centimeter. The blue nape and the blue back is almost have the same size. Scallop shoulders. Look at the shoulder of this bird, and blackish underwing. I remember this one. I remember my blue back before. My blue back during on my college days. When I go out from the school, when I go to school, the bird is sit on the top of the perch doing like this. When I come back from the school, it's still the same. The position is the same. But when it's nighttime and you are already asleep, the bird is very noisy. Quack, quack, quack. They're doing like that, and when you are not used to it, the sound of that bird to my ear is a music to my ear. It it's very nice to listen to their loudness. But those who are not used to this kind of sound, definitely I'm sure you cannot sleep. So I will show you the different of these birds. By the way, the status of this one is vulnerable species. As you can observe, the other pictures I put here, there is no status because they are not listed in the DNR list of endangered species. So the difference between Taniganatus, this one is the blue nape, right? The blue nape is lurionensis, Taginatus lurionensis around 31 centimeter. And this is the blue back. The blue back don't have blue colored on the nape. Instead, he have mostly the the blue colored at the top of the wing. It's Taginatus sumatranus. The difference in the length for these birds are mostly the same. But there's the big cousin of this one, native to the Sulawesi Island. And this is him. This bird is called the Great Bill, Taginatus megalorhynchus. It's around 38 centimeter. It is called the Great Bill because look at the bill of this bird. The bill of this bird, almost the half of the head of this bird is the bill size. So it can be easily identified the great bill compared to these two. The great bill, the blue back, and the blue nape. But the great bill, this is not native to the Philippines. This is native to the Indonesia Islands. So, Taginatus lucionensis blue nape parrot included in the vulnerable species. The blue-headed rackettail and the green-headed rackettail parrot is also, maybe it's what you call this one, vulnerable species last 2015, but nowadays maybe they are extinct or somewhere in critical condition. So we don't know what is the update of this list. What is the update of this list and what is the source of this list? So we don't know. Included also the Palawan Hill Mina. So once again, the source of this one is the DNR administrative order. By the way, the DNR, for those who are not in the Philippines, Department of Environment and Natural Resources. The DNR number 2004-15, it was released in May 2, 2004. That's very long time ago. Subject of this one, establishing the list of terrestrial threatened species and their categories, and the list of other wildlife species pursuant to the Republic Act number 9147, otherwise known as the Wildlife Resources Conservation and Protection Act of 2001. So this is the Republic Act number 9147. Republic Act number 147, the act of providing for the conservation and protection of wildlife resources and their habitats, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. So this is the source of my blog, my friends, my hobbyist friends. So under the 9147 section 8, the possession of wildlife, for those who are planning to possess this kind of endangered species, there is no person or entity shall be allowed possession of wildlife unless such person or entity can prove financial and technical capability and facility to maintain said wildlife, provided that the source was not obtained in violation of this act. Are you financially and technically capable to doing that? If only you have a backyard aviary, please do not attempt. As you can see, guys, in the Philippines, there are big people there, big politicians there, who have like this. For example, Subiri. Subiri is Mayor Subiri from Bukidnon have also a mini zoo like that. He also have a facility in his area to host this kind of species. And who's that in vegan? Singson is very rich guy, and he have also I think Congressman Singson or the Governor of Singson. He have a zoo in his place, and he have also capability to house this kind of animals. So if you have time, you read this one, Section 9, Collection and Possession, Section 10, Local Transport, blah, 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 and other like that. So what is the penalty if you are captured, if you have captured doing this kind of things? So under the Republic Act 9147, the penalty depends not only on the act committed but also on the conservation status of the wildlife. The highest penalty imposed of those guilty of killing critically endangered wildlife, jail terms of 6 years and 1 day to 12 years, or the payment ranging from 100,000 to 1 million peso. So if you kill Philippine eagle, you will definitely go to jail. If you captured and put it in your house, the Philippine eagle, you definitely go to jail. How much more the Katala? The Katala is the number one of the species. I think you will be fined 1 million peso plus 12 years imprisonment. So that's all. I hope we have I give ideas and knowledge for those aspiring breeders. Thank you, shukran.
Guys, once again, thank you for watching my blog, and I hope you have ideas and knowledge, additional knowledge in my discussion. And see you in my next vlog. Daghang salamat!